800-559-7631. 800-559-7631. That's 800-559-7631. Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. Call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. 810-214-3710. 810-214-3710. That's 810-214-3710.
The soul of the West lives on in every pair of handcrafted cowboy boots. At Boot Barn, we're proud to carry a heritage brand that's been preserving tradition and honing their craft since 1879. Made with techniques passed down from father to son, Justin boots stand for quality, comfort, and timelessness. With roots going back over 100 years, they're more than a boot maker. They're a Western legacy. Justin Boots at Boot Barn.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, streaming live at 2 p.m. Central on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On Thursday's edition of Crimson Drive, we'll be joined by Josh Pate.
Look at that, man. Jan Miller broke some runs last week. Wow, it just so happens that the run game started to show up. Now, the big question moving forward is that a one-off, which I don't expect to be the case, or is it a theme? Because I think you can imagine already seeing how Ty's throwing the ball, seeing how that wide receiver room has emerged big time, what attaching even a B-level ground game, rushing attack, would do to that. And then downstream of Jan Miller, you just start wondering, okay, what do the other tailbacks contribute second half of the season? What does this team look like in November? Yeah, it's fun to watch because you can tell that's not a stagnant product. That offensive product at Alabama continues to trend up week over week.
I'll have more in a moment.
Hey, Bama fans, each Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
If you missed last night's episode of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, catch it on demand on the Alabama Insider podcast, as well as a video replay on all Alabama Athletics social media platforms. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
Welcome back in. Welcome. See if we can turn some of this stuff down. Got to leave it how you found it. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. Welcome back into the program here on a Thursday morning. A Thursday morning that finally feels like fall when you wake up and you start your day. 55 degrees in the Tennessee Valley. Your high today is 75. Should be a fantastic day. Safe travels into work, into school, wherever you may be headed. Yes, I know we got fall break around the area, but some schools are still chugging along this week. Anyway, 256-576-4977 is how you can get a hold of us. Make sure you get a hold of Talon Heating and Air as well, helping us jumpstart this morning. 256-503-4490, talonhvac.com. Let their talent do some work for you. Thomas, Terry, Jeremy, give them a call. We say do it now because eventually you're probably going to want to flip on that heater. You want to make sure it's working as you get ready for the fall in winter seasons. So give them a call, 256-503-4490. Good people, we promise. There was college football last night. A pair of Conference USA games, Missouri State over Middle Tennessee, 22-20, and Liberty tops UTEP, 19-8, both Conference USA games. You do have college football tonight. Our good friend John Summerall and the Tulane Green Wave taking on East Carolina tonight. Tulane, a 6.5-point favorite at home. And then really close to home, but not at home tonight, Jack State is on the road taking on Sam Houston. Jack State 2-3 on the year, 1-0 in Conference USA play. They are a 7.5-point favorite tonight on the road. It's Charles Kelly and his Jack State Gamecocks. Georgia Southern at home taking on Southern Miss, and Kennesaw State at home tonight taking on Louisiana Tech. Those are your Thursday night college games. We do have NFL football tonight as well. The New York Giants hosting the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Eagles travel tonight, 7.5-point favorites on the road. Folks, we've got a lot of stuff going on tonight. We've got high school football tonight as well. Because of fall break, a lot of coaches getting their games in tonight. Florence, the Falcons start the night atop a 3-way tie in Class 7A Region 4. They start that with Austin, Sparkman, and themselves. So they will be at home tonight taking on Grissom. That one is a 7 o'clock kick. You got May Jemison in Class 6A. They're stepping out of region play. They're going to take on Decatur tonight. Westminster Christian Academy welcoming Madison County in a huge 4A Region 8 game. And then Madison Academy taking on New Hope, a 4A Region 8 game. Decatur Heritage is taking on Tanner in a 2A Region 8 contest. So, by the way, the Westminster Christian Academy Madison County game is your state high school game of the week. So you're going to be able to watch that game on all of the public television networks. So Alabama APTV will have that game for you tonight. Westminster Christian Academy getting some primetime action. I believe it's the second game for North Alabama this year. JP2 and North Jackson was the first one. Westminster Christian Academy, Madison County, your second one of the season here in North. 4 games scheduled, I believe. If I remember right, there's one more game that they will come up and broadcast.
Well, this is actually the third because they also had Hartselle and Colton.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking just Madison County.
Oh, just Madison County.
Just Madison County is their second
North
one.
Alabama.
Yeah.
I said, well, there was one over in Hartselle.
Yeah, they did have
campus.
the Hartselle game.
Yeah, but this will be the second Madison County showcase. And so congratulations to Louis LeBlanc. He'll be joining us in a few minutes here in hour 1 to preview that as they are coming off of their bye week. So they're recharged and ready to roll and, still in the playoff hunt. And this will be a big one tonight because both Westminster and Madison County, led by our good friend Chris Hancock, are squarely in the mix for a 4A Region 8 playoff berth. So, and you'll also hear that game on our streaming network on 97.7 The Zone, and you can watch it on WOTM. So just if you want to watch that television,
sync it up.
feed,
you got to be good. You got to be real good on.
Turn down the volume and listen to our broadcast crew, and then of course watch those young people compete. And if you're not in the stands, hopefully you'll be in the stands over there watching those folks, because like Scott said, beautiful weather, be a little nippy, and you might have to wear some long sleeves.
This feels like fall now.
So
this feels like fall football weather.
Some windshield wipers and defrost this morning, and so they're a little bit. So it does feel like our first brush with late fall, early winter type weather. So it's feeling good today, and hopefully we'll be some great football tonight. We've also got as Scott said, our Huntsville City School game of the week over at Milton Frank. That'll be May Jemison taking on the Decatur Red Raiders. Will be an interesting matchup. Michael Seal and I will be on the call there. And then, of course, Bob Godsey and the Madison Academy Mustangs. They're coming off of that harrowing 57-56 win over North Jackson as they go for 2 and make it, get that defensive stop, and all in regulation. It was a wild game, but they, in the last 3+ minutes, they scored 15 points to come from behind as they were down 56-42. So a great win for MA, and it will be Steve Moulton and my good friend David Reese on the call tonight. As we know, he's been doing some mission work, Glenn Laird, and he will be coming back tonight. So Godspeed to him and safe travels with his late flight. But David Reese will be pinch hitting, and his son, of course, was an outstanding player that graduated a couple years ago and set school records, broke some records of some dude named Jordan Matthews, Scott, single season record, who's a pretty good player.
Yeah, and Jordan Matthews in the news earlier this week on Tuesday, Vanderbilt adding him to the coaching staff there in Nashville.
There you go. So they could have used him Saturday, but sorry, I can't go back. Can't go back and revisionist.
Oh, yeah, Jordan Matthews. It was pretty cool when you saw this come down the line. He's being hired as an offensive consultant, of course, a 10-year NFL veteran. He remains. This is what's great about it. Yeah. He remains the SEC's all-time leader in career receptions at 262 and is second in yards at 3,759.
Well, I mean, his only big-time offer coming out of Madison Academy was Vanderbilt. I believe it was by Bobby Johnson's staff. And then, of course, James Franklin came along and did a nice job in his short tenure there. And Jordan played 4 years, put up outstanding numbers. And it's even better when you realize Jordan Rodgers was his quarterback some of that time.
Those records, the career receptions.
He didn't exactly have All-Americans throwing him the ball is basically what I'm saying.
No, he had a decent quarterback. They had a couple
great. Of 9-win seasons, though. So he was part of some really good football at Vanderbilt. Yes. And it's really cool to see him back around the program. He was what they call a dog at Madison Academy. He kind of helped ignite that run. He got the Division I pipeline started under Eric Kohu for the football program. He was a great two-way player. He was an outstanding receiver and safety. I thought safety might be his best position. He was very physical, Scott. Of course, great ball skills considering how many plays he made at Vanderbilt. And then, of course, on the basketball court for Andy Blackson, he won state championships because he was an outstanding power forward. So, guy was one of the best athletes in Madison County history. I don't think he's 40 years old yet, so he's not in the Madison County Athletic Hall of Fame, but everybody listening, he will be.
256-576-4977. Yeah, he's not old enough yet.
Yeah, he's not old enough.
He's not old enough.
No, you got to be 40.
He's a young pup still in that frame.
You don't have to have a mullet.
But he will be in there eventually.
He'll be a man. He'll be 40.
256-576-4977. That's the number of the phone lines. You can join the program here on a Thursday morning. Let's do that. AC is with us this morning. Morning, AC. By the way, thanks for forgetting me as far as these little gift cards go.
Oh,
I should just not even talk to you this morning.
A gift card.
I did.
Thank you, AC.
I think I was the only one in the building not to get one.
I thought you got one, Scott.
No.
Well, this is a little thank you. I didn't do anything. It's just a little thank you. I appreciate people who work hard, who are passionate. I gave it to Mr. Feinbaum. I was like, I like this guy.
Oh, you said Feinbaum.
The one. Oh, yes. And there are other stations I gave it to them too. I mean, Mr. Ryan Fowler got some.
I wondered if you sent one to Fowler. I haven't asked him yet.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Okay.
I did about a year and a half ago.
Oh, a year and a half. Oh, okay.
Year and a half. And I sent out another one to all the beautiful producers who deal with my headache. I appreciate people for their hard work and dedication. And by the way, that gift card is not only for you, for Mr. Tyson. It's also for Mr. Drew DeArmond, who hates me. I love you too. And Mr. Producer, who
no, AC. I'm telling you, I didn't get. I was the only one in the building not to get
share
one.
It with Scott. I mean, are we supposed to supposed to get a donut or something? I didn't know because I did get one.
It's a gift card. Do what you got to do.
Oh, I guess it's for both of us.
No, yeah. Well, no, but still, though, everybody in the building got one. Steve gets one.
Oh,
yes, I did.
I didn't know.
wait a minute. So you're gonna reveal everything? Oh, sure.
I was handed mine. I didn't know.
Playing.
I just saw mine, AC. I appreciate it.
It's okay. Absolutely. I appreciate your hard work and dedication. I love you too, and everybody who deals with my headache. Because if you're dealing with my headache, that means I'm training you to be more better. You can train me as well. Mr. Drew and Mr. Tyson, I was completely wrong. I thought those Yankees, they're going to beat the Blue Jays. Oh, my God.
You were wrong on that one. I would have. Yeah, the Blue Jays were the better team all along in this one.
Yeah. Now, Scott's Cubs are still alive.
Boom.
They beat them down so bad. The Yankees, they went to the World Series last year. So the way they played, it did not even feel like one.
Well, Vlad Guerrero Jr. had himself a field day in this series.
He certainly did.
Yeah. So, but here's another thing, though. It's not about the Yankees, Blue Jays, and this and that. The Dodgers, they're going to take care of the Philadelphia Phillies, and now get that Philly cheesesteak thanks to my contract with the Dodgers. And then they're going to win the back-to-back, so I'm going to brag about it anyway. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Yeah.
Enjoy the gift card. At least AC was the one who gave you a gift card. What about your clown callers? What they have given you? They ever give you anything?
We got delivered
We got some Swiss cake rolls.
We got some strawberry Swiss cake rolls.
I've got one left.
Hand delivered to the studio.
Scott took his to his wife's business.
Yeah. Hand delivered to the studio, AC.
Fell over of a sugar coma.
I'm glad they deliver. You got to investigate. They might poison you, so I would be careful with those.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to poison us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, AC.
I want to know how he knew he had a Dunkin' Donuts right outside, because that's what scared me.
Google. You can Google it.
I guess he's looking on a satellite.
I don't know. Well, Dunkin's universal. It's everywhere.
We did have
these
a caller
days.
ask if it was a FEMA gift card from Joe Biden.
I don't know why. Anyway, there was Major League Baseball yesterday. In case you are paying attention, it's kind of I think Mariners, Tigers force a game 5. That series tied at 2 apiece, 9-3. Tigers win. Cubs stave off elimination. They get a 4-3 win over the Brewers. And the Phillies and Dodgers. Dodgers take a 2-1 series lead there with an 8-2. Dodgers still up 2-1 in that series as the Phillies stave off elimination 8-2. And then, of course, the Blue Jays doused the Yankees 5-2, prompting you to do the Yankees lose.
Yankees lose. Yankees lose. Yankees lose.
As they go home for the winner 5-2.
And it's been since 2009. So we are counting it down, Scott. We are within 4 years of 20 years of no championships for the vaunted New York Yankees.
No, ain't that a shame?
Because last time they won it, Alex Rodriguez was actually playing, though I'm sure he was on the roids.
All right, let's get a break in. There was some fun conversations yesterday during the SEC teleconference, and there was some poignant questions asked to one coach. We'll explain all of that. And Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio.
Interesting comments from Matt Jones.
Laid out some interesting scenarios for Kentucky fans.
Yes.
It's the matter of 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll explain it all next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We are a championship school, and school is in session.
Makes them bang into each other, stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, scores!
Join us Saturday as the Crimson Tide head to the zoo to battle the Missouri Tigers. Our coverage begins at 8 a.m. on your home for Alabama football.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
The biggest and best compact truck loaders are at Thompson Tractor. The next generation CAT compact track loaders bring superior power and enhanced truck loading capabilities. These machines will boost your productivity and your business. So go check out Thompson Tractor's Huntsville demo event on October the 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 3600 Governor's Drive. Visit ThompsonTractor.com or give them a call at 256-532-1776 for more details. We'll see you there.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings, in Hampton Cove and our latest location, now open in New Market on Winchester Road.
Would you call a plumber for a root canal? The same goes for selling your timberland or farm. Choose someone who understands your property and can help you on the front end so you can capitalize on the back end. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction. As a guide, I have put many hunters in position to take a shot. It's time for you to take your shot. Let's talk about putting you in position to sell your property. Call me at 256-609-0512. Remember, Bo knows land.
Listen to the Alabama Football Recap Show every Sunday at 11. Smoked by Dreamland Barbecue. Ain't nothing like 'em nowhere. On 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back in. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, 7:19 here on a Thursday. And and yesterday, the SEC teleconference call happening yesterday. And it's always fun because this is lots of times where you can ask some of these coaches some questions maybe you normally don't get to. Eli, so Alabama goes, Kalen DeBoer goes. He wraps up. It's about 10 minutes usually. He wraps up. Well, it's a set order every week. It does not change. After Alabama goes, Eli Drinkwitz from Missouri is always up. Well, yesterday, Eli Drinkwitz stayed on Zoom and stayed on the teleconference call to ask Kalen DeBoer a question. And it deals with Kalen DeBoer wearing his black hoodie on the sidelines, his little pullover hoodie. Here's Eli.
From the sideline this game with us wearing black jerseys.
Oh, Coach Drink. I got to fit in somehow. I'm more than likely. We'll see what the forecast is. I kind of know, but I'm expecting that. So it's kind of got its own life of its own right now. So we're rolling with it.
That's the only question I needed to find out for the day. All right. See you.
Eli Drinkwitz asking Coach DeBoer if he's going to wear the black hoodie because Missouri's going to be wearing black jerseys on Saturday. That little black hoodie's become a life of its own for Kalen DeBoer.
Well, I mean, it has. I mean, coaches are superstitious. We all know that. And when he wore those black that black pullover, and it's actually the one from last year, just to be just 110% frank here. But they seem to play well in that pullover. And so he's going to keep rolling with it. And certainly Alabama's on a nice run right here. They've won 4 in a row, and they're taking on a really good Missouri team on the road that just happens to wear black and gold.
Yeah.
And so he'll be wearing black and red, and hopefully Missouri will be black and blue.
Well, speaking of black and blue.
Yeah.
Right now, Kentucky is dealing with an interesting situation, and according to Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mark Stoops' buyout is $37 million. Kentucky has to pay that within 60 days. $37 million. Matt Jones said, okay, doomsday scenario is Kentucky wins 3 and 4 ball games this year.
Like they did last year. They
yes,
won 4.
that's doomsday.
Right.
He goes, if Kentucky gets 6 wins and gets to a bowl game, all good.
So he doesn't think there'd be a change.
No. Okay. The worst number, he says, to get for Kentucky is 5. 5. Because 3 and 4, you fire them.
Yeah.
You move on.
Right.
5 is kind of like, okay.
Purgatory.
Yeah, what do you do? Do you spend the money on the buyout? Because he said that if they need to get the money, they can.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you not? Do you do it? 5 is the worst number, he said, for Mark Stoops to land on if they want to either make a change or not make a change.
So basically what you're saying is, we talked about this earlier in the week, that this is the SEC football version of Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yes.
So you have to decide if you're going to end up, getting, finding your way and you find the pot of gold, or otherwise we fall up. We go over the waterfall and plunge to our death.
4 games, 3 games, he says, easy decision.
Yeah.
Easy decision.
Yeah.
He says 5. That's the head scratcher.
I got you.
Because 6 is easy. 6, you're happy that you get to a bowl game.
Right.
And you're good. 5, he says, because if you get to 5 wins,
right,
that means if you're Kentucky with the schedule that they have coming up, that means you have beaten a couple decent teams in the conference. And so that gives hope, but it also at the same time, because that means down the stretch, you would have beaten either Tennessee.
Yeah.
You could have beaten Florida, Vanderbilt, Louisville, Texas.
Well, I'll give that's what I was looking at. See, they're on a bye this week after getting whacked at Georgia. They return home to the Commonwealth to take on the overrated Texas Longhorns. Then the next week they play the vaunted, hated Tennessee Vomits.
Right.
I mean, I would love to see him beat Tennessee. He has beaten the Vols in the past, but that doesn't look like a win to me. And so then you have the Auburn Tigers on the road.
Right.
Who, could start turning it around this weekend, or that could still continue to go south. And then you got Rasputin and the Florida Gators, and that would be on November the 8th. And then you've got Tennessee Tech, Vanderbilt, and Louisville. I'll be honest with you. I think, and Brody told me yesterday he had this on ready to hit the button. But I think you're going to have to play taps. I think he's done. I think Mark Stoops is not going to make it. I see 1 win left on that schedule. And to me, it's Tennessee Tech.
Mark Stoops?
I think they ought to honor Mark Stoops at that game because they'll win it. And then they'll lose to Louisville on the road. And that'll be it.
Mark Stoops, we salute you. And we say
we
farewell.
Pay you respect no matter what our former caller, Jeff from the Dumbo, has said.
Mark Stoops is done. He will not hit that 5 number. It'll be 3 or 4.
And if
$37 million. Adios.
And let's be honest here. We've had Matt Jones on the show a few times. He is very close to Mark Stoops.
Right.
I mean, he's not just saying this because, he's trying to make a headline or get a click. He understands what's going on more than anybody. So he's already given you the watermarks.
Yep.
And when you look at that schedule, Scott, and as bad as Kentucky is offensively, I just can't see them. And they don't get to play Arkansas in the Battle of the Inept. So, and Arkansas at least can score. I mean, they just can't stop anybody, but they can score points. Okay. So I would even favor Arkansas in that game. In other words, what I'm telling you is focus on basketball practice. I mean, the season's going to be starting in about a month.
They are.
This is not good. Kentucky is the worst team in the Southeastern Conference.
Let's get out to the phone lines real fast. Let's get Brandon in before the break. Good morning, Brandon.
Who gets fired first, Hugh Freeze or Stoops?
Stoops.
No question.
Okay, so you don't think they'll even wait till later in the season?
I think by the end they'll probably have some announcement. I don't know, but I think Stoops will coach till the end of the year.
Yeah, he'll coach to the end of the year because of the fact that there's still chance for them to get 6 wins.
And
doesn't look likely, but
there's
there's a chance for him.
Of
right.
him too, in my opinion.
Right. And now to Brandon's point, yesterday during the SEC teleconference call, Hugh Freeze was point blank asked, "Are you coaching for your future?"
By our own Steve Moulton.
Oh, is that who asked it?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, well,
I just know who. Yeah,
it was Steve Moulton. I'll give him credit because we want to honk the horn of ESPN 97.7 The Zone.
Well, so we'll think they'll make an announcement about him. Do we think that Hugh Freeze will coach to the end of the season?
Yes, because I think they're going to beat Auburn. I went on the record saying it yesterday, 20-17.
You mean beat Georgia?
Beat Georgia. Dang it!
Well, that would guarantee him a win.
Well, I know.
But
sorry about
the
that.
offense
everybody.
would actually might do something.
20-17. The Auburn Tigers beat the Georgia Bulldogs, and Hugh Freeze, with 2 other top 10 losses that were very close, he will begin to work his way away from the sun.
Very interesting time we live in. How many coaches will not make it to Halloween?
And we'll see about
Rasputin with the transfer portal.
Because what if Rasputin wins another game this weekend?
I find it interesting because when we were at SEC Media Days, the conversation of hot seat coaches, we kind of flirted with Hugh Freeze a little bit because we said we need to see him have success.
Yes.
But that was really the only one, right? Am I wrong to say we were not talking a lot about this at SEC Media Days?
You're talking about other coaches.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we did mention Stoops a little bit because they were coming off a 4-8 year, man. Because don't forget, we talked to Kentucky Sports Radio and we talked to Nick. He was, trust me, he was on John Summerall watch. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that, and it was definitely, just as he put it, the fan base was ready to move on, and so.
Was it fair to say that with Vanderbilt being good, there's only room for there to be one bad team, and Kentucky just picked a bad 2 years to be bad?
Well,
it's just been trending that way.
Yeah, it's been trending. I think ever since Liam Cohen left, it's as offensive coordinator, it's been kind of trending in that direction. He's been doing enough to keep his head above water, barely, but now he's below water.
A week from today, Alabama men and women will tee it off at Boutwell.
Nice.
Yes, exhibition.
So basketball's coming. It'll be my first chance to see Ace get out there. Very excited. Plan to be there next week, trying to see if I can secure Drew a ticket, depending on what y'all's schedule looks like for football. So just very excited about that. And if I can, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to bury a member of my family today that loved Alabama so much, and he served his country and kicked a lot of doors in Afghanistan. He loved Alabama so much that on the one bicep and the other one, he had Roll Tide on both of them.
Wow.
He was a pretty good-sized dude. He was able to kick in doors in Afghanistan, and we're going to bury him at age 37 today. And he loved Alabama as much as he loved breathing. That's what he lived for. He called me in 2011 from a satellite phone outside Kandahar, wanting to know what the score of the game was.
Well, sorry for your loss there, buddy. Yep. Sorry for your loss. Prayers to you and your family. Yep.
Man.
I hate to do it to you, though, but we are hard up against a break. We've got Louis LeBlanc, who, by the way, is already on video. He's
on video.
Yeah, he's already anxious to do this interview. That he is on video already.
I said we'll call you in a few minutes. I didn't think he was going to do video.
He's already locked in and loaded. So we got to get a break in because Louis LeBlanc is ready. I mean, he is sitting ready, waiting for us. We got to get a break in.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s. It'll be a beautiful evening for Thursday night football. Temperatures drop into the mid 50s as we head into the overnight early Friday morning. Mostly to partly sunny sky Friday afternoon. Once again, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s. And a fantastic Friday evening for Friday night football. The weekend looks great as well.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Abraham here from my friends at Your Home Window. Now is the time to take advantage of their huge end of summer sale and get ready for the fall. Right now, all windows are 35% off. All exterior doors are 40% off. Now you get the whole door, just the price is 40% off. And get this, 0% interest for 18 months, as in no interest, nada, none. As always, the estimates are free, as is the lifetime warranty. To make an appointment, go to yourhomewindow.com. That's yourhomewindow.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Tom Abraham here from my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high, but so is average consumer debt? Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more information.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you paint your body, your car, and your dog your school colors? Maybe. But it means more than that. It means your alumni network includes the state, the country, and beyond. It means your school ring doubles as your resume. And yeah, you better believe it means more titles, like doctor, CEO, and your honor. Because this is the SEC. And here, it just means more. What does it mean to be part of the Southeastern Conference? That yours is the only conference with its own chant? Well, yes, but it means more than that. It means a study abroad program that might include reforestation in a mangrove swamp in Australia. It means finding your calling, your future spouse, your startup's co-founders, and of course, grilling tongs that play your fight song. This is the SEC, and here, it just means more.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Well, let's hit this button here. Welcome back, Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. Welcome back on a Thursday morning, 7:36, a Thursday morning that feels like
fall weather.
Feels like fall football weather. And a big thank you to SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center for helping us make this next interview possible. They are the official medical providers for the Westminster Christian Academy Wildcats.
Yes.
And they will be in action tonight on a Thursday night. And not only will they be in action, the entire state of Alabama. I mean, the thing is every Friday night, the entire state of Alabama can listen to the Westminster Christian Academy Wildcats. All you got to do is download the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app and click on the Wildcat logo, and you can listen to all of it. But tonight, big time camera's going to roll in there, and they're going to broadcast this one all across the state on the little local television.
WOTM, man.
Yep. So
that's
get your
statewide network, and that's another reason why we've got our next guest live on
He's
Zoom.
eager. He's getting ready. He's getting ready.
Man.
He's getting ready.
Yes, because we're going to have a showcase for Westminster Christian Academy tonight against Madison County. It is a key 4A Region 8 game, and we're always blessed to be joined by the head football coach of our Wildcats in his 10th season, Louis LeBlanc. Coach, you're going to be on TV tonight, man. How does it feel?
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, but that's really neat, though, because they choose these games for a reason.
Yeah.
Because programs have been good. They've been consistent. It's really a feather in the cap of you and your program and your school.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate the opportunity, and anytime that our program can shine a light on Westminster, what we're doing here, and how we're doing it. That's a blessing for me, and honestly, a goal that we have as a program is to make our school look better.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, let's talk about it. I mean, is there much of a difference going from playing a Friday night game to playing a Thursday night game?
But
I know
you have a bye too, though.
Yeah,
so she had some extra time.
Yeah, I know you got to kind of change the day. Monday becomes Tuesday, Tuesday becomes Wednesday. But is there much of a difference in playing on a Thursday night?
Yeah, for sure. And Drew's right. We had a bye week last week, so we had an opportunity to get a few more days in. But I don't like spending a lot of time on an opponent. I think the guys get complacent. I think they get sick of it. So, we went back to basics last week. We started introducing Madison County to make up for the missing day. And then I think you just got to be smart with the guys, worrying about their legs, losing that extra day. They do have a lot of downtime this week because it is fall break. So they got extra time to rest. But you know how high school kids are. I'm sure they didn't take that opportunity. So they run the streets with their boys and whatnot. So,
yeah, I mean, they're excited too because again, this is a program that you've built that's used to winning, used to competing for region championships and playoff berths, and certainly this is one of the tougher, if not the toughest, 4A region in the state. But very much alive in the playoff race, Coach. I know you're coming off of a non-region contest. You played a very athletic Hatton Hornets team on the road.
Yes, sir. Man, Coach Stover's done a great job with those young men. He's got talent to spare, and they showed up on Friday night. And so hats off to him, what they're doing there. And he's in an incredibly tough region as well. It's headed up by West Morgan and what Coach Phillips is doing there.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, it's probably a good thing that you had a bye week last week because tonight I've seen Madison County play.
Big physical team.
They're big, they're physical, and they have a running back tonight that'll challenge your front and they'll challenge your team in just pure tackling.
Oh, 100%, man. He is definitely a load. And so, guys, man, tell him to eat a couple extra dinners this week and get the weight up, man. He's a big man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is. And I know it's a challenge you guys are looking forward to. I know you talked about getting back to fundamental work. But also I know if you joined us each week, Coach, you've talked about being banged up. How much of a help was it to maybe get guys recharged and get healthier heading into this game?
Yeah, always something to look forward to that bye week, and honestly, some guys have come back off of injury, and that's been a blessing. Still waiting on a couple others, But not just for the opportunity to play better on a Friday night, but those young men separated from your teammates, and when you're injured, you feel disconnected, and so just seeing that part of it, the emotional, the mental side of it, being back with their team and being able to do what they've worked to do and do it with the people they've worked with.
Well, Coach, you are part of a 9-team region.
Yep.
Hard to believe that even after tonight, you still have 3 region games left to play. But you look at tonight, and this is where it really starts to get serious when you look at the future of what could be either a playoff spot or being on the outside.
100%. I mean, it's do or die here with these last 4 games. Every one of them a region matchup. They're all tough opponents, all well coached. So the guys know what's on the line, but this is why you practice, right? This is why you do this. You do it for the challenge. You do it for the pressure. You do it for the moment. And I think they've readied themselves for this moment tonight.
Yeah, and you've had and with the injury to our guy Saber Kim, I know you had to rejigger some of your lineup, but you have versatile kids. And the one thing that I've enjoyed about watching Westminster, or one of the many things, is you have kids that are versatile, that are ready to take on new roles. They certainly attack them, and you've done that. You've been able to still find production in your running game. Certainly you love to have Saber, but I know you've had some guys step in and step up. And then did you try to continue on during the off week, trying to get people more and more comfortable with new roles? What was some of the focus besides fundamental work that you worked on during the off week?
Yeah, 100%. Sliding guys into positions where there was a need. Doing some things to give some more versatility and on both sides of the ball. And then when you get guys back from injury, there's just having that skill set back available in the depth chart opens up other possibilities that maybe you've been working on, maybe you've been holding, or things you were trying to set up from earlier in the season. So those things are all in play now. And then, it just kind of recharges the guys too when you mix things up a little bit, gives them a little extra motivation for what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Well, break down the film a little bit on Madison County. Introduce, kind of fill everybody in on what you see from Madison County.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys hit the nail on the head earlier. They're big and they're physical. I feel like week in and week out, I can say that about our opponents. We're not the biggest team out there, but these guys are big, and then the running back situation, man, they've got a guy, man, that can do it. He's not just big; he's got the wheels to get to the end zone. To be able to take a short yardage play and turn into a long gain, long touchdown, and then defensively, he's playing linebacker, and so he's all over the field. They've got some young guys that are in skill positions that are playmakers, man, on both sides of the ball and in special teams. And so I believe there's a lot there to handle. They can get in a spread formation, they can get in 2-back, they can get in what looks like 4-back, and have a bunch of guys back there coming downhill. So a lot to prepare for. Thankful for last week to be able to process all that film. Up front, that big D line. You see them primarily in a 4-front. They may switch it up and go to a 3-front, but they've got the personnel to be in a 4-man front, and that 4-man front is capable of controlling the line of scrimmage with just those 4. And then you mix in some talented skill position guys that can be off the ball blitzers or dropping back in coverage and making plays. So they definitely have a lot of weapons there to prepare for.
Mm-hmm. No question about it. And then with your team, Houston Scott's been consistent. I mean, he's had a good year for you at quarterback, and you guys have been able to throw and catch really well. Especially you kind of had to reconfigure with the injury to Saber, but I'm sure being able to be efficient tonight, protect the ball, but you got to feel good having a senior quarterback facing a group like this, Coach.
Oh, yes, sir. And so he's been through it. He's seen a lot. Man, he's he had to play against Cherokee County last year in the playoffs, and then those guys are, those guys are a machine, and so he's seen some really good football and been battle tested, and so that kind of leadership is going to be critical. And then our offensive line, some battle tested young men that have been doing it since the 9th grade, and they're seniors now, so they've been in the thick of it, and hearing them, work things out, talk through issues. Whether that's at the line or on the sidelines, and being able to be that extra coach, in the trenches there is beneficial as well.
Couple of the keys for the victory tonight.
Well, we have to establish the run game. I mean, we're going to have to control the not only just the line of scrimmage, but the clock. I mean, we're going to have to do that either with tempo or just bleeding the clock, and then put them in a position to do some things maybe they didn't want to do. Let's take the ball out of Forrest's hands and let's throw it around a little bit. And so the clock's going to be big. We've had significant rain this week, so if I had to imagine, the field conditions are going to be a factor here, and so ball security, and then keeping those feet under your shoulders when you're playing and making your cuts is going to be critical here as well. And then receivers, not letting the conditions of it may not be raining, but that wet field can affect the ball. Not letting the conditions, play a factor in if you're going to catch the ball or not. It's hard enough to beat a DB. It's even harder to beat the DB and your own mind when it comes to like how you perceive the conditions, the way that ball is going to hit your hands, and so that's got to be something that that we block out. Fortunately, we've had plenty of practice at it this week. The field is just soaking wet. I've got about 6 fans on a shoe rack with all of our cleats on it right now. And I think it's big time high school football right there, man. I got my shoe racks up and all these fans around them, and trying to get these things dry for tonight, get these guys ready.
Well, no doubt. And Coach, I got to tell you, too, I wanted to save this for the end. But
yeah.
We talked to Coach Preston Webb yesterday. They're one of our teams of the week. And
we honored your flag football program.
Sounds like you're one heck of a defensive consultant, Coach.
Oh, man, they do a great job, man. Coach Adams, Coach Felderbergy, Coach Webb, man, they're getting at them. Coach Cook is helping out there. And they do a good job. Those girls are excited. Yeah, they are, but it speaks a lot for you that you helped them get that started. It's only in its 3rd year, and and they were already doing remarkable things. But there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of fellowship at Westminster and it's a school that's good athletically across the board, not just academically, and of course worshiping our good Lord. But it's just it's nice to see that. A lot of the success across the board as a school, and this will be a nice showcase for the school tonight with people watching from around the state. Yes, sir. We got that call, I guess, last spring about this opportunity, and you always jump at the opportunity for that, and have an opportunity for these young men to be on TV, and maybe be able to share that link with relatives that are not living here in Huntsville, and awesome. So yeah, definitely excited about that. Well, we're definitely excited for you, and we'll have it on 97.7 streaming network tonight. Westminster on the call. Just go to our Westminster Wildcat channel, our stream, and you can join the broadcast, and then you can sync it up and watch it on TV if you want to. Hopefully, you'll be in the stadium supporting these young people. It should be a great weather, tremendous atmosphere. But Coach, we appreciate it, and good luck tonight to your Wildcats. Man, thank you so much, as always.
All right, let's get a break in, wrap up hour 1 coming up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Organizations using Salesforce know how powerful the platform is and how much time, money, and headaches it saves if it's set up right and you know how to use it. Let's face it, Salesforce is complicated and time-consuming to figure out, and a lot can go wrong now and down the road without expert help. That's why most Salesforce users work with an implementation partner like Higher Echelon, so they get the absolute most out of their Salesforce investment. Higher Echelon is a 5-star Salesforce consulting partner who won Salesforce Military Hiring Partner of the Year. President Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets. He puts that experience to good use at Higher Echelon, where they pride themselves on hiring veterans. Look, not all Salesforce partners are the same. Don't put your company at risk by going with an inferior partner. Higher Echelon is the trusted partner you can count on to get you up and running and seeing returns on your Salesforce investment in a fraction of the time it would take if you go it alone. Go to higherechelon.com. That's HIGHERECHELON.com to learn more. Go higher and go Army.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted Best Wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games, and if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. You know it's hot outside, so cool down with an upright or chest freezer in stock at Owen Home Appliance Center. And don't let those beverages get hot. Get an under-counter ice machine with a built-in pump for just $12.99. Or how about a fridge out by the pool or in the garage for extra cold drinks? You can get a scratch and dent 18 cubic foot refrigerator for just $3.49 while supplies last. Go to OwenAppliance.com to learn more. That's OwenAppliance.com.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
You gotta fight for your right to play.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. One quick note.
Yep.
To pass along, and it does deal with the High School Athletic Association and the Central Board.
Right.
The Alabama High School Central Board of Control voted to table a request yesterday from the Basketball Coaches Committee on the implementation of the shot clock in high school boys and girls games. They said they asked for more data. And we'll revisit the recommendation in December.
I'm sure.
They have been presented with so much data.
In other words, it's not football, so let's just kick the can down the road.
Basically, that's right.
What they're doing.
Basically, that's right.
You know, and should they be criticized? You damn right they should
yes.
be.
This is a time where they
in the
need
Stone Age, and they need to change because basketball. It should be, given a bigger platform in this state instead of worrying about how many, footballs are inflated over in South Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but get your head out of your butt and get the shot clock implemented. All these other states have done it. Why are you kicking the can down the road? It's stupid.
Totally agree.
Stupid and inept.
For those that want to know, remember, there are some areas around here area games and area championship games that have agreed to use the shot clock during their area play.
Yeah.
I know your 7A region
8.
Region 8 will. I know
7. I always forget.
Yeah, and I know the Hazel
It's actually
Green
7. I'm sorry.
The Hazel Green area. The Hazel Green area for basketball, they all have agreed. All of their coaches have agreed to use the shot clock during area play and area championship play. But apparently, the Central Board of Control needs more data to figure this one out.
Yeah.
So that's just asinine.
It's about like what's going on over in Deschler. But that's all right.
Oh, yeah. I saw that news yesterday. My wife passed that along to me, and I just kind of scratched my head at that one, too.
We need Dragnet coming in there.
Oh, my goodness. Some of this stuff you can't make up.
Nope.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Bob Godsey's going to join us. He still may be catching his breath from Travis Reier going to join us top of the hour.
Yeah.
Bob Godsey's at the bottom of the hour. He still may be catching his breath from last Friday night.
I'm sure. I mean, it was a tremendous football game. Now, he's a defensive-oriented guy, and I think he'd probably rather have seen more stops, but his team stepped up and in the last 3+ minutes and outscored a really good North Jackson team 15-0 to claim a wild 57-56 win in a very difficult place to play at R.D. Hicks Stadium in Stevenson, Alabama.
All right, Travis Reier will join us. There are some, outside of Alabama and Missouri and Auburn, Georgia, you look at the SEC schedule this week and you might be thinking, well, is it light? Is it not light? But you look at it and you're like, okay, there's some interesting games, I think, within the conference this week. If you look at it, Texas and Oklahoma, to me, is a sneaky ball game because Oklahoma, John Mateer, may or may not be back this week. We don't know.
He's going to play.
They're trying to be coy about it. I know. They're trying. Arkansas, Tennessee. That one's intriguing because I just want to see what Bobby Petrino's going to bring. Florida, Texas A&M. Does Florida can Florida do it 2 weeks in a row? This time on the road, and South Carolina going to the land of drunks.
Land of the drunks.
LSU.
Oh.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
The Atlanta Falcons return to action Monday Night Football, the 4.5-point underdog at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against the Buffalo Bills. In Week 4, Atlanta beat Washington 34-27. College football tonight, Jacksonville State, 7.5-point favorites at Sam Houston. Saturday, Georgia, 3.5-point favorites at Auburn, 45.5 the total at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Number 8, Alabama, laying 3 on the road at number 14, Missouri, 51.5 the total. The Tigers have won 15 consecutive games at Memorial Stadium in Columbia. It's the 18th straight sellout Saturday. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
Hour 2 is upon us. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Sportsmed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, they're dedicated to providing care that improves lives. Well, they're here to help us get started with hour number 2. 256-881-5151. If you want to experience the Sportsmed difference, give them a call today. Don't forget their Saturday sports clinic each and every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 4715 Whitesburg Drive. It's the Sportsmed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center Saturday Sports Clinic. The SEC, another busy weekend of football. You're going to wake up right out of the gates. You get a top 25 matchup in Alabama and Missouri at 11 a.m., and then Ole Miss is going to take on Washington State at 11:45. Ole Miss a 31.5-point favorite over the Cougs at home. But then I think things get interesting after that the rest of the day. Texas and Oklahoma, Red River rivalry. Oklahoma now a 1.5-point favorite. Favorite in this one.
I thought it was interesting that the Alabama spread has gone up 1.
It's 3.5.
Yeah, Alabama had gone. It was a 2, and it had gotten down to 2.5. Now it's been bet up to 3.5. So
yeah, but remember, Texas was the favorite to start this one between Oklahoma. Now Oklahoma is the favorite.
Which probably means Johnny's playing.
There you go. That's my point. But anyway, there's a lot of things to break down in the SEC this week.
There really is. And we always enjoy it with our next guest. And you can find him, Reier, on YouTube. You can also catch his daily podcast, Second Helping, with our good friend Brent Beard. And also Talkin' Tide with the Tuscaloosa News' Chase Goodbread, and that is Travis Reier. Travis, I hope the weather's good over there. We're having fall weather over here. How are you this morning?
Yeah, it's still kind of the last fight of summer down here in Northeast Florida. So it's not going out without a battle.
Yeah. So did the weather play a part in our good friend Trevor Lawrence being able to trip over the guard's feet, get up, and still score?
No, that was just textbook Duval. Is all that was. The Jags were going to beat the Chiefs. That's the way it was going to go down. I mean, it was already written.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, you mentioned going out without a fight. And I know we're going to break down Alabama and Missouri here in a little bit, but that to me says, okay, let's talk Arkansas, Tennessee. Because is Arkansas going with Bobby P this week, Bobby Petrino, interim head coach? They're obviously not going down without a fight, but do they have any fight left in them to get a win on the road at Knoxville?
Yeah, I think offensively, you always anticipate a Petrino coordinated group being formidable. And I think that'll be the case again this week. I don't think it really changes much from that perspective. I think defensively, that's where you're going to be most interested to see what this in-season overhaul kind of looks like, because you typically just don't see that a month into the season. So that's where the concerns will continue to lie, I think, for Arkansas in this game. I'm interested to see Joey Aguilar. His last 2 SEC games, he's thrown 4 picks. So he had a tendency to do that at Appalachian State at a fairly high clip. Can he sort of, keep away from those type of situations in this game against Arkansas? If he can, it's hard to envision Tennessee not getting the job done there at Neyland.
Yeah, and plus, I pointed this out, and people may, it may not. I don't think it's gotten a lot of publicity just simply because Arkansas had to make a coaching change, and as you said, they've overhauled some things. But this is a game that the Hogs won on the road in one of the bigger upsets in the conference last year.
It is, and so we'll see if there's any residual effects of that, Drew. Again, Taylon Green, it's like the old puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Cliche. That guy between his legs and his arm, and what Petrino will have in store coming off a bye week. Now, you wonder how much distraction there's been because there was a coaching change during that bye week, but I don't anticipate that being the case. I think, if Tennessee wants to be aggressive defensively, do so at your own peril, because Petrino will have those throwbacks. He'll have those wheel routes. He loves it if you want to try to play some man coverage against him.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
Quarterback wise, we just said it before the break that Oklahoma is now a 1.5 favorite over
swung.
Texas. Yeah, Texas has been the favorite all week long. Does this scream John Mateer being back in the lineup for Oklahoma?
Yeah, that smells a lot like Mateer money coming in, doesn't it? To move it to that extent, I guess yesterday on the initial injury report, he was listed as questionable.
Yeah.
Venables a couple of days ago, Brent Venables, had really emphasized that, even coming off a win over a team like Kent State, there hadn't been much in the way of full team work for John Mateer, but that was Tuesday. And typically, if you get to Wednesday and a guy's able to practice, that makes him more of a factor maybe going into that week's game. Maybe that was the case yesterday for John Mateer, and that's why we saw him listed like we did.
Yeah, and then this is going to be probably a defensive slugfest, Travis. Oklahoma, much improved defensively, maybe got the best front in the league. And I know Texas didn't play their best defensive game last week in the Swamp, but they are a good defensive team and really has been the strongest unit for Texas and most consistent one this year.
Yeah, and, that was kind of a Florida offense that we expected to see from the outset of the season, right, Drew? An offensive line that could hold up against some of the best defensive front sevens in the league, Jaden Ball. They've had some injuries beyond him in the run game. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, here in a little bit. But just from the Texas perspective, I was a little surprised at the manner in which they got handled up front on both sides of the football. So not so much offensively, because that's been a struggle for them, to run the ball effectively, legitimately with the backs. Weisner was able to give them a little bit of something, but he's still not back from his hamstring injury. CJ Baxter's been out. So it's problematic for Texas. I thought actually Arch showed some very positive signs later in that game. His competitiveness and some of the throws and the extended plays that he made, I thought were very impressive. So, yeah, I think for Oklahoma, it hinges a lot on Mateer and his availability. Otherwise, I think this is an Oklahoma offense going to be a lot easier, even with Hawkins and his legs, for this Texas defense to defend. And, can Arch kind of, even though it was a loss, can he kind of carry over some of those positive things that we saw late in Gainesville?
Well, and Texas just looks like a team that is not gelling up front on the offensive line, having problems blocking. They don't have that. To me, they miss that true number one running back. And that is a lot of their problems offensively.
Well, no doubt. I totally agree with that. And, if Oklahoma was able, to get after Jackson Arnold, 9 or 10 times?
Yeah.
And you saw Arch go down 6 times. And that's due in part because you can't effectively run the ball. I mean, when you're having to lean so much on the passing game and your quarterback, that was right up Florida's alley, because even with Caleb Banks out, Sapp, Gums, they've got some guys that can get after the quarterback. So that's a concern, no doubt, for Texas and Sark and that offense this week.
Well, and to me, I there's a lot of people that are, piling on Arch, but I still think he's going to be a good player. A lot of quarterback success is the supporting cast, which, quite frankly, I know they got a lot of hype for to be a preseason number one. It just hasn't materialized, Travis.
And that's what you worry about this week too, Drew, is Parker Livingstone is his guy, it feels like, at the wide receiver position. And we saw him go down with what looked to be a really bad injury in real time. Sounds like Texas got some good news on his front this week. It's not an ACL. It's not one of those type of knee situations. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to go this week. I think that'll be important for Arch. But I agree. I think Arch is going to be as good as a lot of people thought he was going to be already. It's just going to take a little more time and a little more work from his supporting cast, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, and speaking of that, with the supporting cast, the University of Alabama certainly has built a good supporting cast around Ty Simpson. And it's amazing. Ty was a question mark when we were in Atlanta, Georgia, and now we hear Theismann talk.
For me, going into the season, I had seen enough from Ty Simpson to think, he could be a upper echelon quarterback in the Southeastern Conference. Did I think at this point he would kind of be the guy in the league in a lot of corners, according to a lot of people? Probably not. I was more concerned, to be honest with you, with the defense, which I caught some blowback on that because there were some statistical performances last year that a lot of people would point to. But he has been everything Alabama could have hoped for. There's no doubt about it. The incorporation of Ryan Grubb and his ability to put in a plan and kind of on a week-to-week basis, depending on the opponent, tweak that so that Alabama's been able to sustain since that Florida State loss. Been very impressive to watch.
Really and the intensity, though, that Alabama's playing with as a whole, the effort, the intensity, on both sides of the ball is what you really wanted to see improved on, and they've made that leap.
They have. I think that's what's interesting about this gauntlet that they're in right now is, can they sustain it week to week? Because physically it's going to be a lot, but mentally you're going to have to remain engaged. And they still have had some issues defensively with giving up the explosive runs. We saw 2 more of those from Vanderbilt early a week ago. But it feels like anyway, and we'll see again. We'll see after this week. But it feels like more and more that even though they give up those plays, there was a sense prior to really last week that, man, once the toothpaste gets out of the tube with this defense, there's no putting it back in. It just sort of snowballs. But they did. They stemmed it last week and did a great job over the final 3 quarters. And, they're going to have to be that good against Ahmad Hardy this week because this is a guy yards after contact. You talk about tenacity and physicality. You're not just going to have to be disciplined in your run fits for the Alabama defense this week. You're going to have to get multiple guys to the ball because the first guy typically doesn't get it done against Ahmad Hardy.
And how good you've looked at them. I saw them against South Carolina. I think they're a good football team, but how good is this Missouri team ultimately, Travis?
I think that's the question, right? I mean, based on the schedule to this point, you're right. You can look at South Carolina, and that was a nice win in Como. It was also a win in which South Carolina had a lot of chances to close that game out and win the football game for themselves, and they weren't playing at a high level coming off a blowout loss at home to Vanderbilt. So that's the question we're going to get answered, I think, on Saturday morning in this game. And my eyes tell me Missouri is legit, but there's also some wonderment about, well, if you take care of Hardy, is Bo Pribula really the guy that's going to beat you throwing the football? His numbers look good to this point, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, high completion rate. They've been very good on third downs. It's similar that way for Alabama, like Vanderbilt a week ago. Vanderbilt came into that game at 60+% on thirds. So I think Missouri's right around 61, 62%. A pretty good red zone offense. We heard Ryan Grubb talk this week about we got to get it together in the red zone. It felt like Alabama sort of survived last week, despite kicking red zone-ish field goals.
Yeah.
In large part because their red zone defense was, great. But can you count on that week in and week out?
Yeah, they need to finish drives this week, no question about it. And now there's been a lot of talk about Hugh Freeze and hot seats and things of that nature. I got a funny feeling they're going to play Georgia one heck of a game. I've actually picked Auburn in this game because I think, it just goes back to percentages because Auburn's lost 2 tough games on the road to top 10 teams. They have the defense that can slug with Georgia, but the question is, can Hugh Freeze commit to the running game? He seemed reluctant to do so.
Which is surprising because in Jackson Arnold, this feels like I'm calling this the Haynes King Bowl. Because you got 2 quarterbacks that are Haynes Kingish in Jackson Arnold and Gunnar Stockton. I think, with their legs, they're tough guys. They're willing participants in the run game. I think it could come down to that with these quarterbacks more than them throwing the football in short yardage, red zone, because I foresee a grinder here. I think we're bringing back Vince Dooley and Pat Dye a little bit. This is going to be retro SEC. I say that, and of course it'll be 48-45.
Right.
But I just don't see a couple of quarterbacks. I see really good skill people around these quarterbacks. But I don't see quarterbacks that on a consistent basis can make good enough use of those skill guys. It could come down to a couple of X factor guys on offense. When you think about Branch for Georgia and Singleton for Auburn, right? And maybe some explosive plays from those kind of guys in a couple of different ways.
Well, the one thing we know this game has been, as long as it's played in Jordan-Hare, one possession ball game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this has all the makings of a Jordan-Hare game, as I call them, because we've seen it so many times in this series with Georgia and Alabama in the Iron Bowl. Whenever that game or those games are played on the Plains, it feels like even in the worst of years for Auburn, it's worth maybe a touchdown to the Tigers when they get those teams on that field.
Well, and we saw in your area down there now, and I call him Rasputin, but Billy Napier, just when you think he might be done, he resurfaces. They beat Texas. What do you make of their road trip to College Station? This is an A&M team that's been playing very well, but, I've learned you never can count Billy Napier out. This defense can keep him in any game. What are your thoughts on – and now we've seen the Eugene Wilson sighting. And Dallas Wilson, pardon me. Yeah. Dallas Wilson sighting. And he certainly made a huge impact in their passing game, which I think kind of shocked Texas a little bit.
Yeah, it was a Julio Jones-like impact with him.
Yeah.
It feels like Billy's got his Julio now. And I think it's purgatory right now for Florida fans, man. It just is. They can't get too excited about wins because they know what that could mean for Billy Napier in the future. And pretty much unanimously, that fan base is over the Billy Napier experience. But absolutely, he's kind of like the Undertaker. You just can't kill him. And he's got the weapons now. They look much crisper. They look like they really benefited from that off week. And they've got the kind of guys at the lines of scrimmage that you're going to have against a Mike Elko team, because every week it's becoming more and more clear under Mike Elko, you better strap it on up front on both sides of the football. And so, they have the kind of team. I think this is kind of like Georgia and Auburn a little bit, where first to 20 might win it, because I think these defenses can make it tough for the other.
Well, you mentioned purgatory and wins. That just sums up Mark Stoops in Kentucky, does it not? With every win that Kentucky gets, it's kind of like, well, if we get to 6, we're going to have to keep them. If we get to 5, what do we do?
Yeah, we've talked about it. Kentucky, Arkansas, Mississippi State, some of the programs that did not benefit from conference expansion because they made 6 wins. That made 6 wins all the tougher, because you add Oklahoma, you add Texas, that's like that's a letter grade off, basically, when you do that to programs like Kentucky. And so it was a rough week last week. You had the reports of Stoops supposedly going to the administration and kind of asking out, and he refuted that post game against Georgia. It does feel inevitable at this point that there's going to be a parting of ways in some form or fashion. I think Mark Stoops should be absolutely celebrated, though, by that fan base to do the things he's done, that long streak of bowl appearances. He's unprecedented in some ways, what he's done with that program.
Yeah, and then finally, I think this is the fork in the road game, but it hadn't been talked about too much. But LSU has, they have not been firing on all cylinders offensively. South Carolina's been disappointing. This is a game in Red Stick that LSU should win, but if you want to see a seat get hot too, what if South Carolina upsets LSU?
Oh gosh, there wouldn't be enough Boudreaux's butt paste in the state of Louisiana to help Brian Kelly with that heat on his bottom. I think that what you sort of go back to with this game is, where's it going to come from for the South Carolina offense against a Blake Baker defense? And that means, what is Mike Schuler really going to get innovative in some ways to help Norris and that offense? It's hard for me to envision that.
Me too.
But it's not like LSU didn't have a lot to get right after the Ole Miss loss. And, maybe Caden Durham is back in the run game, being more the guy that you had seen, especially a year ago. Garrett Nussmeier is a fun guy to watch from the pocket, but he's also limited in terms of play extension and some of those things. So it kind of has to be right. The picture has to be clear for him, it seems like a lot of times. You got to like LSU in the game in Baton Rouge, but this is another one. It feels like a retro year in some ways in the league, and it's one of those where we could have not a low scoring affair, but again, nothing resembling the Big 12 from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, as always, great insight from Travis Reier as we break down SEC football each week. Travis, let everybody know how to follow you, my friend.
We're right there on YouTube, Reier on YouTube. We did a live show last night, Talkin' Tide with Chase Goodbread of the Tuscaloosa News. We have SEC Talk, as Drew outlined earlier, with our great friend and longtime college football analyst, Brent Beard. A lot of fun stuff there at Reier on YouTube.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Travis.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get a break in. Talking Ball going to roll on. 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Fall break is upon us, but the high school streaming network still rolls on in Week 7. We have 3 Thursday games, including our Game of the Week featuring Mae Jemison taking on Decatur. New Hope visits Bill Washington Stadium against Madison Academy, and Westminster Christian takes on Madison County. On Friday, over the airwaves, will be Buckhorn taking on Southside Gadsden, and Sparkman is at James Clements. Follow all the action on our streaming network all season long.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that his mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. And check us out at cpcfamily.org.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm in the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Tom Abraham here from my friends at Your Home Window. Now is the time to take advantage of their huge end of summer sale and get ready for the fall. Right now, all windows are 35% off. All exterior doors are 40% off. Now you get the whole door, just the price is 40% off. And get this, 0% interest for 18 months, as in no interest, nada, none. As always, the estimates are free, as is the lifetime warranty. To make an appointment, go to yourhomewindow.com. That's yourhomewindow.com.
Listen to the Woody Anderson Ford Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Gunnersville Ace Hardware. Each Friday night with Scott Tyson on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Have that movie on. We are. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have when Alabama plays at night,
right?
I will fire up the egg, and we'll put stuff on the egg,
right?
And we will have a game at 6:30. We are going to invite Lord Moulton. Okay, we're going to invite him over, and we're going to play Remember the Titans before the game, so he has to watch it.
Yeah, because when you say left side, strong side, he just looks at you like you're drunk.
That is what we are going to do.
First of all, I gotta ask, because we used to ask this of Spicoli, so I want to ask this of Brody.
Yes,
Brody, have you seen Remember the Titans? And yeah, I know you weren't born.
Only like 40 times.
Hey! What year were you born?
2006.
It was 7 years old. Come on.
He needs to watch it. Now the question is though,
Hoosiers, Brody.
But
I didn't hear you. I was looking for the clip for Strong Side.
Hoosiers.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. We're gonna that's homework.
Gotta improve that.
That's homework for you.
Yeah.
You've got to watch Hoosiers.
Now, trust me.
Now here's the thing though. You referred to you used the word Spicoli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brody probably doesn't even know who Spicoli is either.
Well, Spicoli doesn't know who Spicoli is. Okay.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You need to watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and then you'll understand Spicoli.
Mm-hmm. What up, bro? He was about as high as the teacher in Vermont.
That story is funny, but it's not funny because a Vermont substitute teacher.
Yeah.
We are getting off track of sports here, but that's okay.
We do that sometimes.
Yes.
Because it says.
Yes. We're not rehearsing this. A Vermont substitute teacher has been cited after allegedly being so drugged out during class that she thought one of her students was her dog.
Yeah. Brandon usually finds me these stories. He didn't send this one.
A 47-year-old substitute teacher is accused of bringing cocaine onto the Beartown Middle and Elementary School campus. The teacher allegedly started referring to one of her students as Teddy, the name of her dog, after running out of the classroom.
Ugh.
Believe it or not, she was cited for possession of cocaine and reckless endangerment.
You think?
She was so out of her mind on cocaine that she thought one of her students was her dog.
Well, I don't think our next caller would be thinking that his one. I know he's excited about not dogs, but he's excited about Tigers since they won an elimination game last night, and they will be playing on Friday to try to go to the ALCS and play the Toronto Blue Jays, and that's our good friend Wolverine Dan.
Morning, sir.
Well, gentlemen, I'll set the stage. Last weekend, there was a Tigers, Michigan, and Lions victory. I triple dip. Now, will there be another triple dip this weekend? So that means I triple dip, double dip.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I tell you what, though, that Mariners-Tigers series has been a heck of a series.
Hey, and then he even got better news because it doesn't look like my guy Terrion Arnold's going to be out for a long time, maybe back in a month for Detroit. So there you go.
There's a lot of good going on right now, fellas. I like my chances in Seattle. It's a 50-50 deal.
Right.
But it's always nice when you have your ace on the mound, and we have our ace pitching, so it'll be a 50-50 deal. And wouldn't that be wonderful to double dip a triple dip?
Hey, it's always great when the Yankees aren't playing, man.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom will like that.
I don't care.
I don't really care. We don't really care.
We're not Yankees fans. He's a Yankee fan. That's great.
Yeah.
But Scott's a Cub fan, and I'm more of the Braves Red
fan.
Sox.
So yeah,
we're not on the Yankee train.
Nope.
Okay, well, he's your boss, isn't he?
Well, I really could care less.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll say this much, fellas.
I'm looking forward to working with him
wonderful.
Friday, though. I'll be on the call for the Buckhorn Bucks.
That's a good game.
There you go.
Against Southside.
That's a good game.
We're going to be doing that game. That's a key region game for Buckhorn, trying to get a
You know
playoff
what?
berth.
Maybe when you do that play-by-play, you can wear something Yankee. Make it feel better, okay?
No.
And then listen, did you know that his second team is the Tigers?
I did
Because
not.
he likes the '68 Tigers.
Well, I mean,
don't know that
Denny
either.
McClain, they beat Bob Gibson. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And one more thing? Scoville, our ace pitcher, wears number 29, which was Mickey Lolit.
Oh, there you go. That's a neat fact.
All right, well, there you go. Okay, and Denny McClain is the only one that's ever won 31 games in 1 year.
Yeah, wow. 30 games in a season. The great Denny McClain.
And the way they handle pitchers now, that'll never be touched.
I don't think anybody will ever touch it.
All right, fellas, I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Let me get on the air, and I'm looking forward to my double dip, triple dip.
There you go. Big stuff. Let's get a break in because Bob Godsey, he's ready to go too.
Yeah, he's ready to roll. And,
he's already on Zoom. He's chomping at the bit.
The fun is in the winning, no matter how it is. It may not be a Picasso, but you find a way, you make a play.
Those final minutes over there in Stevenson, interesting. We'll get Coach's thoughts next.
What a game.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Travel accommodations for 97.7 ESPN The Zone provided by University Kia. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s. It'll be a beautiful evening for Thursday night football. Temperatures drop into the mid 50s as we head into the overnight early Friday morning. Mostly to partly sunny sky Friday afternoon. Once again, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s. And a fantastic Friday evening for Friday night football. The weekend looks great as well.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
But you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional, in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement, it's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. Weekday morning starting at 9 a.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Second and 10 for North Jackson from the Mustang 35-yard line. 16 seconds to go. Mustangs lead it by a point. Long loses the football, drops on it, clock rolls. 12 seconds. Wait, who called a timeout?
Why is the clock stopping? Why is the clock stopping?
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. They'll snap the football. Long back with it. Last play of the game. He's down. He's down. He's sacked. Game over. Game over. Oh, my goodness. The game is over on a sack.
Oh, my
as the
gosh.
Mustangs win it 57 to 56.
That was how it sounded Friday night here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone as Madison Academy prevails in a wild one in Stevenson.
Yeah, our next guest, we always enjoy, courtesy of
SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, dedicated to providing care that improves lives.
There we go, on cue there. Scott also bringing us that final call from Steve Moulton and Coach Fulkerson, and that was a heck of a call and a heck of a football game, probably the best game in the state last week. No disrespect to some others around the state, but I mean, you're talking a 57-56 football game. The last 3 minutes were wild, but what a gut check for Madison Academy, who now has a 5-game winning streak. And we always enjoy our visits and the insight we learn from Bob Godsey, who is now joining us, I believe, via Zoom this morning.
Coach,
for the
this
first
is
time.
awesome.
So
we get to see everybody
awesome.
today.
We get to see Coach.
Yay!
How you doing, Coach? Good morning, and what a win.
Good morning. It's good to see you guys. Really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
but
that sounds so sincere.
yeah, it does. I mean, Coach, I know you've been doing this a long time, and there's, I know defense is very important to you, but that game was a little different. You have to kind of adjust to the flow of a game, and certainly your guys did, and were able to outscore a really, really talented North Jackson team. What a gut check for your kids, Coach.
Well, it really was, and you can't state enough how proud you are of our young guys, and they just kept playing, and every single time when things began to look bleak or whatever, we had someone different step up and make a play, and to get us back in it, to get things going, and even though there was a lot of points scored, we made defensive plays when we had to make them. We got 3 turnovers. We got the sack there at the end of the game. There were so many things that had to happen. And the biggest thing was our guys just kept believing, kept playing, kept working. And some nights it's just that way. It's just some nights we've had a saying for a long time. A lot of our former players will know this. It used to be, 49 to 48, 3-2, find a way. We're going to change that to 57 to 56. You got to find a way, and just so proud of our young guys figuring that part out and just kept playing, and so many people made plays in vital times.
Coach, in a game like that, when you're facing an uphill battle and you know you're going to have points to win, what do you say to a team at halftime in a situation like that?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much everything I just said. Look, guys, we just got to keep playing. You got to play every play just like it is. I mean, you get in the games, like I said, I much more prefer a 17-14, 20-17 game. I feel like I'm a little more comfortable in that setting than I am the 57-56. But you just got to figure it out. And you take each play at a time, and dissect it and do the best you can, and then move on to the next one. And that's what our guys did. Once again, we just had guys stepping up and making plays. We're kind of depleted defensively a little bit now. Just names that come to mind. Devin Johnson, who is an offensive lineman having to play defense, now goes first play of the second half, causes a turnover to get us the ball to get things kind of rolling there. And next, Knox McMonagle came up with a big interception, and Alex Kreider just continues to play at receiver, whether it's blocking or catching, big passes down the stretch. He caught a big one down the middle with people hanging all over him. Taj Phillips is growing up right in front of our eyes, made a big fourth down catch, toe tap right in front of their bench over there, and it just goes on and on. Our guys played very well up front offensively. We did have penalties. It's funny how you overcome penalties when they're from effort and playing hard. Those penalties from laziness and lack of concentration are the ones that tend to end up costing you. And we did have penalties that we're working on to try to get corrected, but most every one of those were guys playing hard and giving extra effort and trying to do what they could to win games. And just couldn't be prouder of them.
And then, Coach, and speaking of having to make a play to win a game, you talked about what you did offensively and defensively. Let's not forget an outstanding onside kick that created the opportunity to win it.
Well, you're not there if you don't execute all of those extra points. And,
yes, sir.
And that's not the easiest thing. So, Donnie handled his, and he did the biggest thing about Donnie Buchanan, our kicker, he did an excellent job with the kickoffs. We squibbed it some, we kicked it some. Number 5 back there, Massengill, I think it is. That guy's instantaneous now. I mean, he can take it back in a heartbeat. And we did an excellent job in the kicking game of controlling him and keeping him, in check. And we went and got a score as Zion Williams ran a kickoff back for us at a big time in the game. So, the kicking game was huge for us. We had a couple of good punts from Alex Kreider. We didn't execute a fourth down that we had wide open on a fake punt, but other than that, once again, just so proud for our guys to overcome and to make things happen in a moment like that.
A lot of emotion in that ball game. I mean, it's all the way down to the final seconds. It's a huge region win. It was a top 10 matchup. It keeps you undefeated in region play. Coach, is this the hardest week outside of the homecomings and all that other fun stuff?
Yeah, throw fall break in with all of that.
Yeah, is it hard to get the guys I mean, I'm sure they've done a great job, but now it's the hardest week of trying to get refocused on a short week.
100%, yes, it's hard. And especially, once again, we're dealing with a lot of sophomores, and I'm about to tell our staff now when we meet here in a few seconds. And we get frustrated sometimes, with the guys. We have so many young guys that we're trying to grow up that are doing incredible things.
Yeah.
But they're still 15, 16 years old. And we can't forget that. And they're growing up right in front of our eyes. And even our older guys are younger in terms of experience and maturity and things of that nature. And they're growing. But, from a coaching standpoint, a lot of times they don't grow as fast as you want them to grow. So we have to remember that. But, yes, it's been difficult. It's fall break. We had rain. We've had to change practices. It seems like the last 2 or 3 weeks, this team has really been challenged in terms of handling things off the field as much as on the field. And that's just part of the growth, that's the way we approach it in terms of what a great opportunity to grow. They'll be in here in a few minutes to do a walkthrough this morning and for tonight's game, and we'll talk about those things, just about getting our minds right, getting prepared, and putting all the distractions behind us to focus on getting better tonight.
Certainly, and you'll be able to hear this game on our Mustang Zone tonight. If you're not over there at Bill Washington Stadium, they'll be taking on Coach Michael Harper and the New Hope Indians. And New Hope is a team that's got some experience back, Coach. They've battled hard. They've had some injuries as well. But your thoughts on the matchup with them? Is this is another in a 9-team region? It's a grind. It's another big game with playoff implications especially for your squad as you're continuing to try to set the pace with Plainview at the top of the region.
Well, like you said, another part of, as y'all mentioned before, winning that game was huge in terms of region standings and playoff seedings and all of that type thing. But every week from here on out, it's going to be the same way. And the opponent might be different, but the circumstances are going to be the same. It's going to be all about being at our best and improving and doing those things. And like I said, New Hope is a dangerous team. And you're always concerned as a coach in terms of when you have a big emotional win like that. It could be good that we're back on the field, on Thursday and quick. Some people say you might need that other day, but I'm glad we're back out there. Our guys are excited. And it'll be a tough grind them out game because we're just in that part of the season.
Thoughts on New Hope?
Once again, offensively, they do some things that cause you some trouble. And like I said, we're so beat up defensively right now. We're kind of, having to work through that. And we got guys that have to step up. A younger team gets younger, but we got them to have to step up. And then, offensively, can you return to form? I mean, you're not going to score 57 points every week, but can you go out and execute and do the things you need to do to score enough points to win? And at the end of the day, that's our job offensively to do that. And so New Hope, like I said, Coach Harper does an excellent job over there. They've had an injury with their running back getting hurt was a big blow for them. They continue to play hard, and they cause you problems with some of the things they do offensively.
Well, and then speaking of growth, though, Coach, you've talked about him with us throughout this journey, but a huge step for Charleston Owens last week in helping you guys rally and win that game. And now another step for him. He's going to be a key to leading this team tonight and having everybody on the same page and going out and executing and trying to win a region game at home.
Well, that's been a little bit of the message for him. Even though he's a sophomore, he's still 15 years old. It's time for him to start accepting a leadership role, especially for our offensive squad. And that's been a big focus, here over the last couple of days of him accepting that, and understanding really what that means. And that's the big part that we want to continue to grow is executing what we need to do, getting the ball to the people we need to get it to, but also, having demonstrating that confidence and being a little bit demanding in that huddle to create focus among all of our offensive players. And then obviously that'll carry over to the rest. So we just need him to keep growing. We're certainly glad we got him, and he's playing very well for a sophomore. And we just want him to keep growing.
Coach, you mentioned how much your team has grown, how much the guys have grown, the sophomores have getting a little bit older and just kind of understanding the game a little bit more. How much did you age Friday night going through a game like that?
We had it all the way, man. We were good. It was fun. It's a fun to me. I just tried to enjoy it, honestly. You're sitting there watching guys do things that you talk to them about. You're seeing them grow up right there in front of you. You're seeing them make plays. You're seeing them love on each other and care for each other, fight through some adversities, whether you're on the road at North Jackson, which is a very difficult place to play, not just because they have excellent teams, but just the setting is very difficult. And there's so much riding on that game, and just to watch those guys grow right in front of you there and make the plays that they make and be a part of the back and forth, all that went on there with the 2-minute going for 2 there on the last drive, kind of the the back and forth, from the coaches with the timeouts and things of that nature, to have our guys in that situation and have them produce it's just fun to watch. It really is.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game, watching young kids grow on the high school level, no doubt. Well, Coach, we look forward on the Mustang Zone to hearing Steve Moulton, David Reese bring this matchup to you, this 4A Region 8 game against the New Hope Indians at Bill Washington Stadium. Should be another great opportunity to watch this young group grow. But congratulations on that great win. Good luck tonight, and we certainly appreciate the time, sir.
Well, thank you guys, and seriously, thank you for what you do for high school sports and promoting young people. That's awesome. So much appreciation.
Thanks, Coach. Good seeing you, by the way, as well. Good seeing you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a younger camera or something. I don't know what all that. We're looking kind of rough.
Have a great
thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Y'all take care.
Bob Godsey, kind enough to.
When it's 57-56, though, I mean, your nerves are frazzled, man. But
he's like, we had it all the way.
But I mean, that's part of being in the arena. I mean,
no, it is
going through it and just getting through a game like that with a great team. Coach Hollis has done a great job with North Jackson, and what a game on Friday, man! They're going to be traveling to Plainview. So
another heavy hitter right there.
That'll go a long way to deciding the region race. And
if
know down the stretch, Madison Academy has to take on.
Yeah,
Plainview.
If Plainview gets North Jackson, and then sets up between Plainview and MA.
Yeah.
If North Jackson gets Plainview, then it's a huge win. All right, got to get one in. Headlines are going to wrap us all up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The biggest and best compact truck loaders are at Thompson Tractor. The next generation CAT compact track loaders bring superior power and enhanced truck loading capabilities. These machines will boost your productivity and your business. So go check out Thompson Tractor's Huntsville demo event on October the 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 3600 Governor's Drive. Visit ThompsonTractor.com or give them a call at 256-532-1776 for more details. We'll see you there.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road. At Stella at 5 Points, living isn't just about having an apartment, it's about living artfully. Imagine waking up with the upscale feel of Atlanta or Nashville right here in the heart of Huntsville. Modern, stylish apartments, open layouts, stainless steel appliances, and resort-inspired amenities. Nestled in vibrant 5 Points, you'll enjoy walkability, parks, dining, and quick access to downtown without the chaos. Stella at 5 Points. Live artfully. Live Stella.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Time does keep on slipping. And because of fall break this week, we touched on it to get the 2 hours started this morning, but we can finish it doing the same way. There are several, and I mean several, high school football games tonight.
Yep.
Brawley Stadium, the lights will be on. The Grissom Tigers, Preston Judah making that trip over.
Game,
Florence and Grissom. Decatur Heritage, this is a region game, but Decatur Heritage is at home taking on Tanner. Both teams there need wins to stay in that playoff race there in Class 2A Region 8. May Jemison, a non-region game.
We'll have that game here.
May Jemison last week, for those that don't know, May Jemison fell in a heartbreaker last night or last week to Southside Gaston. Double overtime.
Wow.
They fall in a game.
22-16.
If May Jemison wins that ball game,
they're
in a battle for a home
man.
Playoff game.
Yeah.
If they win that ball game last week. That's how big of a game that was. And then obviously the two Class 4A Region 8 games tonight, Madison Academy, New Hope, Westminster Christian Academy, Madison County. So there is a crap ton of high school football games going on all over North Alabama tonight.
Yeah.
Then Westminster Christian Academy, Madison County.
They'll be on WOTM as well.
Yep, that one is the state game of the week. You're going to be able to watch that game on public television. If you can't make it or can't download the app, you can watch it on TV or sync it up so you can do both. But anyway, big night for high school football around the area. Thank you to coaches. Thank you, Louis LeBlanc.
Joining via Zoom. And that may be our first show. We've had all three of them.
All three. Uno, dos, tres.
There you go.
All right. We're back at it tomorrow. And
Jake Crane will be on Friday. Jesse Crittenden talking some Oklahoma.
We got all kinds of good stuff. We do. We got all
may
kinds.
Even talk Big Ten tomorrow, as much as I hate it.
Love you.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very